Hello, everyone. My name is Rebecca Shaffer. I am a volunteer support coordinator with Girl Scouts in the heart of Pennsylvania, and today I'll be going over how to use Zoom for your Girl Scout meeting. So if you're not familiar with Zoom, it's an online platform that's totally free for the basic version that allows you to do video calls, to share your screen and share presentations, and it's a really great resource for troop leaders as we're moving to a more virtual platform for our troop meetings. So here you can see an actual Girl Scout troop. Here you can see an actual Girl Scout troop having a Girl Scout meeting over Zoom. These are actually two separate Girl Scout meetings that were hosted about a week apart over Zoom. One Girl Scout that I talked to said that she really enjoyed having the opportunity to talk to everybody and that her troop leader could share the PowerPoint and it was really easy to log on. Her troop leader was really happy because this allowed the girls to continue doing something and working on a project that they had been working on before we moved more virtual. So like I said, Zoom is a really great opportunity to continue holding regular troop meetings as you would in person. So now we're going to move into the Zoom platform and I'm going to go over how to get set up with meetings, all the settings you need to be aware of, and then we'll actually hop on a Zoom call and test it out. So now we are going to go ahead and check out the Zoom platform. You can reach it by going to zoom.us, as you can see up here in my browser bar. So once we've gotten into Zoom, created our free account, which is very easy, we'll go ahead and go to the Meetings tab and schedule a meeting. Once you click on Schedule a Meeting, you can start entering in all of the details for your troop meeting. So I'm going to call this meeting Test because it's a test. And for the description, I'm going to call it Troop XYZ Meeting Gardener Badge. And you can include whatever information you would like in the description. I think it's nice to put what badge you'll be working on and your troop's number so that parents know what the meeting is for. And then we can go ahead and go down to scheduling our actual meeting. So by clicking on the calendar icon, I can pick a date that I'd like to hold the meeting. I'm going to choose April 1st as an example, and I can choose a time. I'm going to choose 5 o'clock p.m. As you can see here, basic plans are limited to a 40-minute time limit, but it looks like Zoom has, for the most part, suspended that due to the current situation. So just keep in mind that you may have to limit your meeting to 40 minutes, but you might also get lucky and get a little bit of a longer meeting time. We don't need to change the time zone. We are in the Eastern time. And you can see here the option to set a recurring meeting. A recurring meeting just means that this same meeting will be scheduled at whatever regularity you choose here. So you probably don't want a daily meeting, but your troop might meet weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, so you can update those settings here. You can set which day of the week it occurs on, and then you can choose either an end date by clicking on this calendar icon, or you can choose how many occurrences you'd like to have happen. This is where you can set your meeting passcode. So we are in the age of the internet, and it's always a good idea to secure everything you're doing online. And by setting a passcode, you just make sure that that only the people you want to be able to access your meeting can access your meeting. It's a lot like Google Docs, so anyone who has your link can get into the call. But if you set a password, that adds another limit on who can access your Zoom call. Now we'll go down to video. For larger meetings, you might not always want a video, but if you're doing a troop meeting, it's really nice for you and the girls to be able to see each other. So you can go ahead and toggle that on. This doesn't require that you have your video on during the call. It just allows that possibility. So if for some reason you or one of your girls doesn't want video on, you have that option to toggle it off during the call. And then we'll go here, keep audio on both, just in case someone's having an issue with their computer audio, they can call in with their telephone. And let's go down to meeting options. So it's typically a good idea to leave enable join before host toggled off. This just prevents anyone from joining the call early and causing trouble. But if you'd like your girls to be able to join the call before you're there and chat, just make sure it's okay with the parents first, and then you can go ahead and toggle it on. Muting the participants upon entry, just make sure that there's not a lot of background noise as people are getting on the call. It's a good idea to leave that on, and then the girls can unmute themselves once they're settled in. You don't need to enable the waiting room. Authenticated users can join, means that everyone who joins the call has to have a Zoom account. I don't recommend requiring this so that girls without Zoom accounts can still join, but if you feel like that's something you want, you can only allow authenticated users to join your call. And if you'd like to record the meeting automatically, make sure that you have the girls and their parents' permission before you record. This records automatically. There's also an option in the call to record, but like I said, you want to make sure that you have the parents' permission before you do that. And once you've made all of your meeting settings, you can go ahead and save it. And that allows you to view all the meeting details. You can add it to your calendar. You can share the link by copying it here with your girls. And you can view all the settings that you chose earlier. So if you need to, you can go ahead and go in and edit the meeting. And if you've decided not to do a recurring meeting, you can save it as a template so that for next week or next month, you don't have to go back in and change all of the settings. All the settings will be there for you, saved as a template. And if you wanted to start this meeting right now, you could do that. But we're actually going to go in a different meeting and try out a Zoom call. The first time you do a Zoom call, it's going to require you to download Zoom. And then once you've downloaded Zoom, all you have to do is click Open Zoom Meetings in order to get your meeting started. And now you can see what a Zoom call looks like. So we are currently in the Zoom call. Go ahead and start my video. We have a couple other staff members from GSHPA here with us today. As you can see, they're showing up as tiles, which is really nice. You can see each person instead of like in other platforms with Skype, when you can only see the person who's talking. You can mute and unmute people using these blue buttons. You can ask people to start their video. You can chat individual people through Zoom. You can rename people. So if someone types something other than their name and you'd like to rename them, you can go ahead and do that. If you have a troop leader that you want to make a co-host, you can go ahead here and say, make host. Do I want to change the host to this person? No, I don't. But if you wanted to, you could do that. You can pin people's videos. So if you have a lot of people on the call and you want to make sure that you're seeing someone specific, you can pin them in the video call. And you can also remove people. So if someone is on the call that shouldn't be, you have the option to remove them. Or if you have a girl who's causing trouble, you have the ability to remove them. You can allow people to record. You shouldn't need to do that for any reason. But if a co-host wants to record the meeting and you have permission from the girls, you can do that. So that is the video portion of Zoom. Now I'm going to share my screen. As you can see in this pop-up, there are different options for screen sharing. So you can share just a basic whiteboard. If you have another application, you can actually share something from your iPhone or iPad. And then you have the option to share the different things you have pulled up on your computer. All right, so you can draw on the webinar, or on the whiteboard and on other things that you screen share. So like I'm doing here, my beautiful doodle. You can manage all of that using this toolbar that you see up here. You can erase, you can change the color, you can stamp shapes. It's great if you want the girls to take notes on a project or something like that. You can assign a girl to be the note taker, and then she can type in the notes from the meeting, and everyone can see them and tell her what to write. And then you can also like this clear. So that's a really fun option. You can use it to play games. Like my family did a game of Pictionary over Zoom. and you just take turns sharing your screen and drawing and then have people guess. And you can also give control to different people on the call. If you have a co-host that you'd like to do that with, this is where you would do that. But you probably don't want to give control to a girl just because then you no longer have control of the call. So try to limit that to adults only. And I'm going to pause the sharing so you can see that's how you do that there. And I'm going to stop sharing. And now we're back on the video call. So that is the basic walkthrough of how to use Zoom. You can chat here. You see the chat. You can chat individual people by changing the to, or you can chat the whole group. You can share links. You can make sure people can hear you. You can have the girls input questions and everything you would normally do in a video group chat. So that is how to use Zoom. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint, and my wonderful coworkers can go ahead and jump off the call. Thank you guys for joining us. And we're going to go ahead and look at the tips to remind us how to stay safe using Zoom. Like I said before, there's always the chance that in the modern age of technology, people can look at or can get the link and join your call. So if you are in a larger meeting, it's a good idea to make sure that screen sharing is set to host only. If it's just your troop, it's okay as long as the girls understand the different expectations for screen sharing. Disabling join before host, make sure that people can't cause trouble before you join the call. You can enable co-hosts so that a co-leader or parent can help to moderate the call. And you can also disable file transfer, so there's no digital virus sharing. It's unlikely that would happen in a small group, but if you decide to use this for something larger, something to keep in mind. And setting a password is really the best way to protect your meeting from other people joining. So if you have any other questions or would like additional information, you can always reach out to member services. If you'd like more information about using Zoom calls or any other form of technology for troop meetings, please let us know, and we're happy to provide resources and training to you. Thanks, and have a great day.